Wagwan Oligan. In today's video, from the title, as you can see, we'll be talking about the do's and don'ts when doing distress braids. So as you guys can see, I have my hair braided. So what I'm going to do is to basically pull this out and detangle my hair. So after detangling my hair, I have some rubber bands here in this, and what I'm going to do is to take my argan oil and I'm just going to put it on the rubber band. What this does is basically prevents your hair from being damaged and the rubber band from being burst. So that is the first must do when you're doing this style. Always ensure that the rubber bands are oiled. It doesn't have to be the same exact oil as I use. You can always use what is best for you or what you have at home. So what I'm going to do is to section my hair into half. Then I'm going to take my Shine and Jam Extreme Hold and apply it on the area that I parted and then go back over the parting to make it more defined. This is a next must do. Always have a gel or a jam, whatever preference you choose to use, to make your partings more defined if you're going for a defined parting. Now, after I do that, I'm going to take the bottom off and also section that into another half. As you can see, I'm using the double mirror, one mirror in front of me, and I have a small mirror that I use to look to see if my parting is decent enough. And then I section that off in two. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my Shine and Jam and place it on the hair because I wanted to have that hold. Now I'm going to take my rubber band and just put that on the hair. Do not make the rubber band as tight, because if you do that, then the crochet needle won't be able to go through the rubber band because it's too tight. Now the hair that we'll be using in today's video is some hair that I purchased from my local beauty supply store. Now I'm going to take my Murray's beeswax and put that on the ends of my hair because I want the ends of my hair to blend in with the braids that I'll be using. Now what you want to do is to open the latch of the crochet needle and push it down under the rubber band. This is the reason why you want to make sure that the rubber band is not tight enough that the crochet needle won't be able to go through. So after you do that, then you take the hair and you place it on the hook, and then you close the latch and pull the needle through. In terms of how many braid you should use, however thick you want your braid to be, that's the amount you should use, but always ensure that the water wave hair is more than the expression braid. Now, as you can see, the water wave is shorter than the expression braid. There's two methods that I use in order to make sure that the water wave is exactly the same length as the expression braid. You can do the feeding method where you get to the portion that the water wave is almost finished and you just feed in any amount of water you want to feed in. And if you want to see the next method, ensure that you stick around and continue watching this video. So what I'm going to do is to continue braiding the hair, and then when I get to the desired length where I want it to be, then I make a knot at the end. That way the braid won't be pulled out. the ultimate, the major must not do when doing passion braids. Like if you're trying to get that distressed look, this is not what you want to do. You don't want to be braiding the braid this tightly, because after you braid it this tightly, you won't be able to draw the hair. You won't be able to draw the water wave out, as you can see in the video right here, because the braid is too tight. It cannot be drawn out. I'm just going to let you watch the process because some people learn differently, and then I'll come back and tell you the must do's when doing this style. In order to make the water wave be the exact length as the expression braid, this is another step that you can do it. What I do is I basically pull the strand so one is longer than each other. And the reason I do this is because the hair is 18 inches. If it was longer, to match with the 30-inch hair, because as you know, the expression is 60-inch. By the time it's cutting off, then that goes down to 30-inch. Simple maths. Then I wouldn't need to do this. Now, let's talk about the do's when it comes to passion braids. You want to ensure that you're braiding the portion where your natural hair is as tightly as possible. But when you get to the end of your natural hair, then you can start braiding loose. What it will do is basically to allow you to pull out the water wave to make it get that distressed look, because as you can see, when you braid it tightly, as I showed you previously, you won't be able to pull it. So when you braid the hair loosely after you pass your natural hair length, then you'll be able to pull out the water wave to make it get that distressed look. Now you see the difference? It is way easier to pull out the water wave when you braid the hair loosely after you pass your natural hair length. Look at that. And it is as easy as that. Anybody can do this style, whether or not you know to braid or not. If you guys do enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until then, it's your girl Ollie. Go and big up yourself.